It's been a while since I've sat and done one of these. I took some time because I've been seriously working on the second novel, like I said in the last mental health vlog. But the last week really reinforced to me why sometimes these things are necessary for me to get done. And I put in my community tab just a little tidbit of how the week was for me. And it was nice having somebody reach out and have the same kind of anxieties and agoraphobia. I know a lot of people don't realize that about me, that I have suffered from severe agoraphobia. If I can be in my house and stay in my house, I am good. It was early on as a child that I developed the need to be at home, to be at peace. They called me a homebody. They gave cutesy little terms for it. But the fact is, I got severe anxiety when I was too far away from familiar settings. And I always powered through it when I was younger because you didn't have a choice. But as I got older, and now that I'm definitely older, I prefer to not be far away from my house at all if I have to. And with the last 3 years, especially, unless it's something for medical or kiddo school, which this week we had vet appointments for Callie, doctor's appointments for Greg. Kiddo had 4 days of state testing at a college, and with the recent crop of shootings, with the fact that there are still people who don't believe that the vaccine is a good thing and aren't doing what they're supposed to do, I was on red alert the whole time because I had to be outside the house those days. I had to be there for my family, and it was immensely exhausting. It took a toll on both my physical body. I was having all severe kind of pains, but my brain was playing out every single bad scenario, and I'm glad it didn't come to pass. It was hard. I started picking at my thumbs because it was a way to soothe. And Greg noticed it about Friday because I picked so deeply, and I'm still doing it. I gotta stop. That he was like, "Ooh, your thumb looks messed up," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm just doing it to soothe." Because it was hard being out of the house. That was the fourth day in a row. And this was on top of going to the vet with Callie, which was a smooth experience. I am grateful for the vet. Friendly people, knowledgeable staff, definitely made the experience positive. People came in, they were very friendly, they didn't mind us being in masks. Callie was very well behaved. I was shocked because she wasn't well behaved this weekend. But it really goes to show that you can do certain things with agoraphobia, but I could not wait to get home each day. And it took everything out of me each day. I did not get much done in the way of writing. I did not get any recording done outside what I'm doing today. And that was after Saturday just vegging completely out because my back was spazzing and my brain was hurting. The amount of exhaustion you feel when you're that far away from your literal comfort zone, when you don't feel that safety and security, where you're constantly on high alert because you're around people that you don't know, and it just builds in your brains. It is hard. And I know some people don't understand what it's like to be like this. And I wish I could make it easier for people to understand, but I just feel like when I'm in my house, when I'm not dealing with outside sickness and outside potential troubles, I feel a sense of comfort that I do not feel even doing limited outside things now. I used to be able to go around because we used to have communal dumpsters in our area, and I'm glad we don't anymore. They gave us individual garbage cans, so that's made that a lot better. But I used to walk the trash, sometimes nod to the neighbors, try to avoid some of the neighbors that kind of gave me bad vibes. Even that got to be too much. Greg started coming down and taking the trash for me because it was too much. And then when he moved in, he completely took over that because if I don't have to be out of the house, I don't want to be. And it's like, well, Tin, how are you getting your exercise in? We bought a bike and we bought weights. And that is how I've been handling fitness from this point on. Because for real, severe anxiety when I even think that I have to be outside my house for prolonged periods of time. It is not easy to admit to. But I also realize it's not shameful. We don't live in a world where you feel safe, not just as a woman, but as a black person in America, as a mom who worries about the safety of my son, who people will assume looks older than he is. Just the constant pressures on my mind from a world that doesn't want to do what it's supposed to do, and an area where people still fly 45 pro shit. No, I'm good. I'm good hunkering down and not putting myself in positions that make me feel super vulnerable. And I think a lot of people don't understand what this is about. You think, oh, that person will be fine if they just get out. And yeah, we can go out of the house. Matter of fact, before everything turned to shit in 2019, I was routinely seeing both a psychiatrist, primary care physician. I was doing everything that I was supposed to do to get my shit together. And the psychiatrist wanted me once a month because it was that bad, but she had me on a promise that once a month we would get out of the house, whether it was to a bookstore or the movies or something that helped me get used to being out in society again. And it was working. And then the pandemic hit and it was like, you know what? Not for me, man. I'm good. I don't want to do this. I don't need to do this. The world has shown me that I don't have to do this because anytime I start to work on that anxiety that I feel going out, big shit happens to make me go, you know what? You're justified not wanting to be around people, Tim. You're full on justified not wanting to put yourself or your family out there. So I don't see why you keep pushing yourself. Now, granted, even with this anxiety, even with the pressure and the pain that it literally causes my body when my brain just puts every nightmare scenario in it, I still have to do what I've got to do. I'm still a mom. I'm still a pet owner. I still want to be a partner that doesn't completely put all the burden onto my partner's shoulders. So, yeah, I stepped up this week and was out of the house. But when I tell you that I am so ready to hunker down now and not have to step outside that threshold for a bit, it's, it's not a joke. I know some people think I'm kidding or doing a bit when I say I'm team shut in. No, I literally prefer being in. It's like that SpongeBob episode where he sings about indoors. It just feels better for my mind and body right now. And I know there are people that are like, well, Tin, if you take it easy, if you take it step by step, you got through these last 4 days. And yeah, I did. But by Friday evening, which I normally do my Bonnet Chronicles, I had to shut it down. I was in so much both back pain, headache from stress that I couldn't do it. I could not record. I could not sit in front of the camera and act like I gave a crap about anything. I just needed to decompress. I needed to feel like I was decontaminating from any potential germs and outside stressors. And then yesterday, I just listened to music. I got a little bit written, and then I just vegged out as much as I could because I couldn't do much else. But I woke up this morning and I felt renewed. I felt like, okay, I'm in my safety. I'm in a comfortable place. Nobody I don't know is in here. It's just me, Kiddo, and Callie because Greg went up to visit his family. I'm going to bake. I'm going to clean. I'm going to get stuff done. And that's what I did. I baked the cake. I got some cleaning done. It was really good for just calming down from this week. And thank goodness we made all four state testing in the PSAT days. Kiddo shouldn't have to go out to remote stuff for the rest of the school year, hopefully, fingers crossed. We are definitely going to nope any talks of, oh, you can go on this trip, because it's always out of the way too. I think the last trip they invited us on was in Grand Rapids, and it's all the way on the other side of the state. I'm not, no, not doing that. He's not interested in that either, so I really don't feel bad turning it down at that point, because it used to be I would push myself, especially when he was in elementary school, to do these things, volunteer, go on trips, proctor and stuff, even though by the time I got home, I was extremely exhausted. But now that he is almost done with high school, I gladly turn down unnecessary trips. I gladly turn down unnecessary reasons to meet up with people, leave my house, expose us to any kind of sickness. Because even boosted, I'm not trying to get this sickness. My family has dodged that bullet for the last 3 years, doing everything we can to keep out of the line of fire. We still mask up when we go out, and I know we get looks. I've seen the snotty side eyes, even downstate, from people who think, how dare you? You know, why you gotta mask up? What are you saying? I'm saying I don't want your infection. I'm saying I don't need this. I've been in the hospital several times since moving up here because of anemia, because of fibroids. I don't want to be like my friend who literally died on a respirator, or my other friend who probably had heart issues from the disease that cannot be named, apparently. I don't want to go out that way. I've got way too much on the horizon, way too many amazing things going on. The webcomic is coming along fine, is about to be debuted, and I'm excited about that. Working on book 2, there's so much. Sales are still going strong for the first book. We have so much on the horizon, and I just don't want to have to keep shutting down because of this anxiety that I get, because I don't want to leave my house. If I don't have to, I don't. On grocery days now, because so many stores do online pickup, we don't even have to leave the house anymore. I put in the order, Greg goes, picks it up, bring it in, we put it away. I haven't been inside the store in over 3 years, and I don't see myself ever going back to that life. Restaurants, too. Order, have somebody else pick it up, or DoorDash it. I do not have to put myself at physical or mental risk anymore, and it has been a blessing. And I know some people think, well, that lifestyle can't be good. Don't you want to socialize, Tim? Not really. The few friends that I do miss, and there have been a few of them that they know who they are. We used to hang out doing things like Comic-Con and stuff. I do miss that sometimes. But when I think of how it would make me feel to be in a large gathering with strangers, with everything that's gone down the last few years, and not just the sickness, the lax gun laws, the fact that there are angry people that look to hurt others, the fact that life is just not promised the way people have always said. Nothing's promised. I don't want to put me and my mind, especially my family, in unnecessary risk. So, yeah, it is a lot easier for me to hunker down, do what I got to do, make content if I need to make content, work on writing, help friends out, and just stay safe. And I just wanted people to understand that's where I'm at mentally right now. This ain't you. If you're an agoraphobic who has been working hard on getting out of the house, good on you. I want more people to understand that your mental health journey is just that. And you don't need to hunker down just because somebody like me who isn't ready to take that next step isn't there yet. And those of you who are like me, who aren't ready to be out of the house, who feel safer, who feel less anxious when you're not dealing with outside shit, you shouldn't feel shamed either. This is all a part of surviving. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to have anybody mock me for my survivor instincts. And I'm definitely not going to have anybody mock you guys for feeling like your safety and security, your mental health is better when you are not subjecting yourself to outside environments that not only put pressure and stress on your brain and body, but it's unnecessary unless you have to be out. Some of you don't have a choice, and I get that too. Work and school, unless you can go remote and virtual, has made it hard on some. But there are a lot more work from home, school from home programs out there that I am so glad that we were able to utilize. Kiddos have been able to complete both junior high school and about to finish high school doing virtual courses. It has changed our lives in a better way because I feel safer. No more active shooter drills. No more calls from the school saying such and such happened, but you don't got to worry about it. The shit that I put up with dealing with the societal garbage has made me really at the point that I just need to cut off. Unless I have to deal with the outside world, I don't want to deal with the outside world. And I don't think I'm alone in this. I think there are a lot of us who are constantly being pressured and shamed into, oh, don't say that. You'll miss it. Don't you want? No, I don't want. And I don't think anybody who is in this mindset should be forced to think that how we feel is wrong. It is a protective measure. I am doing stuff to keep myself, my family, and those that I care about as safe as possible by not putting myself out there and keeping my house as locked down as possible. And I know there are people that are, oh, poor lady. No, don't pity me. I'm in a good place in my place. And I just wanted to let people know what was going on because I know a few people were worried, especially since they hadn't been in Bonnet Chronicles last week. I gave some updates on Spoutable about my condition because I was going to try to go live Friday. And then my back just was like, yeah, you sat in the car for 4 hours, Tim. Just on that day because I think it was like 5 the first day, 4 the next, and then the next few days it was 4 because we got the routine down. We were up at 6 a.m. each morning because it's a trip to get down to the school on time, and we didn't want to be late. We got kiddo there on time each day, but that was an ordeal. So when I say it is okay now for me to decompress, hunker down, not have to be outside the house for a bit, that is where I'm at. And I want people to understand that there are millions of us out there like this. They give you cutesy little names like Hikamori or Shut In or whatnot. You're just somebody who is protecting your peace and protecting your boundaries. And I wish more people would understand the mental health implications of trying to force somebody who is not mentally or physically ready to deal with the outside world that feels impossibly stressful. I don't envy those who have to go through it or force themselves to go through it to feel normal. Being safe feels more normal to me. I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. We're going to get ready to go play some D&D with some friends online. One of the things about the internet is it's made socialization for me so much peacefuler. So much better to talk with friends online. We have voice chat, we catch up. It is way more easier on my nerves than any kind of face-to-face interaction right now. So that's where I'm going to be for the next few hours. I thank anybody who tunes into these. And we are doing the push to 1,000. We are up to 361 subscribers. I want to thank you all for tuning in when you do, whether it's the Body Chronicles, whether these mental health vlogs, or one of my random videos. I appreciate all of you so much. When we get to 1,000, we are going to be giving away things like chronically unmotivated mugs, shirts. I have a baseball and a t-shirt tee, and I believe some totes. We also have our book Axiom. Let me get that up if I can. Nope, that's selection stuff. Let me see if I can find it. Give me just a moment here. So I'm just going to use the pictures I have of the book. All right. I'm having one of these days, man. Wants to not work with me. And maybe image 4. Okay, image 4. That'll work. Yeah, we just got another order, but I'm gonna use an older picture. So, full disclosure, this isn't the recent picture of the books that we signed. But this is an indication of what they look like once we get this up here. Oh my goodness. I'm glad that I have the ability to not transition over till I'm done doing this. Because I feel like one of them old ladies that can't seem to work anything properly. And I'll get ready to wrap this up in just a moment, but I do want to highlight some of the things along with the other merch that I'm hoping to give away once we get to 1,000 subs. And I know some people are like, oh, you shouldn't have to give away stuff. But, I don't mind. We have signed copies of our sci-fi novel Axiom. As you can see, full on thick book written by me and my partner. I feel like it's a good story. I'm excited. Drafted Digital has been amazing with the ebook sales, print sales as well, but we also order a few author copies from time to time. We just wanted stock to give out to friends and family, and now we have some that we will be using as giveaway when I hit 1,000 subscribers and when Axiom Wolf hits 1,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel, which is gaming and the like. I feel like you have been with me through so much of this journey. Taking the chances that I've taken to talk about mental health, doing the Bonnet Chronicles, and now journeying into being a published author. So for me, getting to certain milestones means we all get to celebrate together. And while I won't be able to give everybody a book, I will do my best to pick at least 10 subscribers to share in this work. Whether you read the story, whether you keep it as a collectible, whether you pop it up on eBay, I don't care. I just want to share this moment with so many people. And I just appreciate all of you. I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. Get ready to go play some D&D with friends. Thank you all so much for tuning into this. And I will see you hopefully Tuesday for a Bonnet Chronicles. If not, Friday night. Take care.